Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at UFC Fight Night Vegas 108, UFC Fight Night ESPN, UFC Fight Night Taira versus Park, whatever you prefer. We're going to be going through the whole card from the prelim to the main event. First fight of the night is Austin Bashi versus John Yanez, or Johan Yanez, perhaps. Here's the deal. I've said this a few times in my prediction videos as of late. This is a guy that the UFC has brought in to make Bashi look good. Yeah, I mean, not much more to say beyond that. Like, when the UFC wants a guy to do well, they'll get someone in from the regional scene who's pretty good, but doesn't really stand a chance against the UFC level fighter. And they'll throw him in there, and they'll say, this is your shot, kid. And, you know, it is a shot, and maybe sometimes it pays off, and sometimes they do well, and they derail the hype train, and they steal some of that hype, and they go off into the sunset, you know? Some of them have good careers. But I think Bashi's being fed an easy win here, so I'm going to go with Bashi by a finish. Maybe the next one will get him, but I don't think it's going to be this one. I do think Yanez is just outclassed, to be honest. On to the next one. Pierre Rodriguez versus Caitlin Souza. Tricky matchup for me. I want to pick Caitlin Souza, but I do feel like Rodriguez is just going to kind of take it to a decision. Because it's Caitlin Souza who has the finishing potential, in my opinion. But I think Rodriguez is just going to keep it steady and to a decision. Just keep it slow and steady and to a decision and control the pace. So yeah, we're going to go with Rodriguez by decision. Nice and easy, though. Still nice and easy. Next up, another easy one. Felipe Bunes versus Rafael Estevam. Listen, Felipe Bunes, don't rate him very highly. He's not been very good inside the UFC so far. He's not done very well. Kind of a mediocre fight. Probably not UFC level, really. So we're going to be going with Estevam, probably. Yeah, we're going to go with Estevam, probably. Boons is pretty terrible, is the thing. It's more, how is he more often finished? Got both right there in his last 5. Okay. We'll go with Estevam by TKO. I was thinking submission, but it seems like Estevam likes to just kind of ground and pound people. But fair enough, I was thinking a rear naked choke because Felipe Bunes likes to give the back, but Estevam might just beat him up anyway. Next up, Rodolfo Vieira versus Tresean Gore. I'm going to be going with Rodolfo Vieira. Tresean Gore, again, in my opinion, not very good. Just one of these guys the UFC keeps around to kind of feed to other guys. Rodolfo probably going to get a submission fairly quickly. I think he's going to snatch up the arm of Tresean Gore. Going to take him down. He's going to snatch up that arm. He's going to take it home with him fairly quickly. So I'm going to go with Rodolfo Vieira by submission. I'm going to say very early as well. Maybe in round 1. I could see it going to round 2, but I'm confidently going to say a round 1 submission for Rodolfo Vieira. Next up, Rinya Nakamura versus Nathan Fletcher. You know who I'm going to pick. It's probably pretty obvious who I'm going to pick. I'm going to be going with Nathan Fletcher for this one. I am a fan of Rinya Nakamura, but, you know, we're biased on this channel. So we're going to be going with Nathan Fletcher. Hopefully Nathan Fletcher can put the hands on Rinya Nakamura. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he makes it more clear. If it does go to a decision, hopefully he makes it more clear than it did with Loughran, which was a split decision, but it could have gone either way in my opinion. Grumble. Next up, Nick Klein versus Andrei Pulaev. Pulaev. Next up, Nick Klein versus Andrei Pulaev. Pretty close fight. I think the odds are a pick'em. I think the odds are evens. Yeah, that's a near even. The odds are evens. Yeah, that's a pick'em. I'm going to be going with Andrei Pulaev. I think he's probably slightly better on the ground, but I do think he's going to get a TKO. I think Nick Klein goes into quite a few fights knowing or feeling that he has the grappler advantage. I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think as it becomes clear he can't just run away in the grappling, he's going to lose his confidence. He's going to get caught by Pulaev. So I'm going to go Pulaev by TKO. Yeah, Andrei Pulaev by TKO over Nick Klein. Next up, we've got Danny Silva versus Kevin Valenos. Yeah, I like Danny Silva. I do. But I think Valenos probably gets this one. I'm thinking Valenos probably by decision. But yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin Valenos by decision. No knock against Danny Silva. I just think Valenos is slightly better, just ever so slightly, and just at different stages in your careers. I don't think Danny Silva will never be as good as Vallejos. But yeah, he has the potential to be better. It's just he's not there yet. And I'll be pleasantly surprised if he is. But I'm a fan of Danny Silva, so it's going to be a tough one for me to watch, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to go with Kevin Vallejos. Next up, Neil Magny versus Elizeu Zielinski. I'm going to be going with Neil Magny for this one. While Zielinski's tough, I don't think he has much to offer Magny. Obviously, Magny can throw away the fight. It's Magny, he's quite inconsistent. And he's getting on a little bit now. But we're going to be sticking with Magny. I think he gets it done. I think that if you overlook Magny, that's when he does the best. So I wanted to overlook him, so I'm deliberately not going to, and I'm going to pick Magny to get the upset. I guess is it even Magny as the favourite? No. So yeah, Magny is the underdog. I knew it'd be the dog. I knew it'd be the dog in this fight. I didn't have to check. We're going to be going with Magny as our underdog, most definitely. It's usually when he's counted out is when he does well, which is bizarre. But yeah, it's Magny's one of them guys is that when I pick him, he doesn't win, and then when I don't pick him, he wins. But we're gonna be picking Magny because I feel like there's a matchup where I wouldn't pick him normally. So yeah, we're gonna go with Magny. Next up, Carl Rosa versus Nora Cornell. Who cares? We're gonna go with Nora Cornell by decision, most likely. So yeah, Nora Cornell by decision. Next up, Esteban Rivervix versus Elvis Brenner. We're going to be going with Esteban Rivervix. I think just a better quality of fighter. Old world fighters beat new world fighters, kind of that logic. If you've been around the channel before, you know what I'm talking about. Better hands, in my opinion. Enough grappling to keep it competitive there. So yeah, we're going to go with Esteban Rivervix, probably to piece up and TKO Elvis Brenner. I'm not going to lie to you. So Esteban Rivervix by TKO. Next up, Chris Duncan versus Mateusz Rebecki. I'm going to be going with Chris Duncan. Again, I think he's probably an underdog. Slight underdog. Here's the thing, right? I'm from the UK, so I've got to rock with the UK. And Scotland is part of the United Kingdom. But no, I think Chris Duncan gets it done. I think he's well-rounded enough in his grappling and his stand-up to find positions where he can win against Rebecki. Although Rebecki is very good, and I do understand that I am letting my bias cloud my judgments, but we're going to be going with Chris Duncan. And I think we're going to go with Chris Duncan by TKO. I think it goes like sloppily on the ground. It gets a bit crazy on the ground, but Chris Duncan manages to get the dub with some ground and pound, maybe some elbows. And finally, the main event, the big one, Tatsuo Taira versus Hyun-Sung Park. Tough one for me to pick. I like both guys a lot. I have pained over this one quite a bit, and I still haven't really made a decision. I've been pondering it in the back of my mind. That's been going through this one as well. It's a tough one for me to decide. I like Park. Really cool style. Really intelligent fighter. And the same for Tatsuo Taira, really, because again, intelligent fighter, cool style. It's going to be a good clash of styles, to be fair. And hopefully, these two guys go at each other. Can't wait for the press conference. Maybe there'll be some, there'll be some harsh words between the two. The Japanese and the Koreans. I'm sure they were enemies multiple times throughout history. So that'll be interesting if anything gets brought up at a press conference. Be wild, right? But yeah, so we're going to go with Tatsuo Taira. What I do think, again, I think I said this earlier about another fight. I do think Park has potential to go really far in flyweight. I just don't think he's ready yet, and I think Tatsuo Taira is going to be like a lesson for him. It's going to be a loss, but it's going to be a lesson. So yeah, I'm going to be going with Taira, probably by submission. I think I think by submission. I think he probably gets the back of Park eventually, and then puts the work in, probably gets the rear naked choke, maybe even transitions to an armbar perhaps. Who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tatsuo Taira by submission, and that does conclude our video. If you enjoyed it, thank you very much, by the way, for watching all the way. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like. Subscribe if you want some more banging content. I've got other videos. It's not all predictions. I complain about John Jones a lot, and I make comedic videos. I would say they're comedic. But until next time, keep your chin down and keep swinging. Peace and love. I'll see you around.